We're sitting at about 4.5 weeks since my procedure. It's been a good week. I'd say recovery is still gradual but steady, and every day there seems to be more progress, so that's good. I'm just a little bit patient because I want it to be a bit quicker than what it is. Some changes this week. First of all, I'm wearing t-shirts again. Range of motion in my arms still not 100%. I can get to about there relatively comfortably if I'm moving quickly, about there. And I'll show you why when I take my hoodie off. I had a follow-up appointment to my surgeon. That was the first time he had seen me since the day after the procedure. I've had follow-up appointments with nurses in between, and if there were any concerns, then he would have seen me before that, but that wasn't necessary because everything was going according to plan. My posture is now straight enough and swelling's gone down enough that I can more or less get myself upright, which means that I can also lie completely flat, which is very helpful at night. So I sleep on 2 pillows anyways. I don't need an extra one to kind of prop me up at an incline. So that's been nice. Because of the range of motion in my arms, I can now wear t-shirts again, which is also nice. So I'm not entirely reliant on hoodies and button-up shirts. Still wearing the support garment. When my surgeon saw me, he did take the tapes off and he said I don't need them anymore. So I can shower again properly. That made such a big difference. I cannot put into words just how much difference that's made to me. I picked my hoodie off. You can see I'm still wearing the support garment. You can still see the swelling. You can still see the big difference in the chest. You can still see there's swelling around here. That kind of probably where the bulk of it is now. Also with the support garment, I don't have to wear it as much now. I'm still wearing it most of the day and to sleep with. After 6 weeks, I have the option to not wear it anymore. But for now, I'm kind of wearing it most of the day, taking it off for a couple of hours. Usually that's when I'll start doing some massage work on my wounds, which I'll come to in a second. And then I sleep with it at night. So there's 2 rows of hooks. During the day, I keep it buttoned up to the tighter one because it's actually now loose enough that on the looser hooks, it actually starts to come undone. So I need to keep it quite snug. At night, however, I will open it up and let it loosen. You can see there's 2 rows of hooks. At night, I'll have it on the wider one so that I've got a little bit more flexibility. It's not as clingy, so that it's a bit more comfortable sleeping. So yeah, after 6 weeks, fingers crossed, I can stop wearing it entirely if I want to. I might just keep it on now and then, but that's probably it. All right, so now let's take this off. This is the first time that my wounds haven't been covered in tape. Let's start with the chest because that's what you can see. But you can see the scars are, the layout's uneven, the shape looks a bit uneven. But you have to remember that there was a lot more tissue on the left side that needed to be taken out. I think it was about 50% more when they put the numbers. Also, if you look under the arms, you can see that still there's more sort of bunched up tissue there that's settling down. Compared to this side, it's almost, well, it's relatively smoother. As that relaxes, that should start to even out. But I'm not too worried about scar placement. Chest shape will kind of come together in a little bit more time. There was a lot of work done on the chest, especially on this side. So it's kind of just a case of being patient. Nipples still freak me out a little bit because they're on nipple grafts. So it's kind of like they were somewhere else and now they've been moved. So I don't look at them too much. You can kind of see this one's a bit discolored. The scabbing around the nipple's gone down, or it's fallen off. Still a bit discolored. This side, scab and a bit of discoloration as well. Nipples, chest are going to take a little bit more time to settle down. So that's where we're at. I've had a lymphatic drainage massage therapist for 4 weeks now. I'm going to carry on for a bit longer. I feel like that's made a big difference in the swelling. However, the surgeon also advised I can start doing general massage work. He said leave the lower chest for another week, but I'm okay to start working on the bumps sort of under the arm. That's the same on both sides, just to help, control or manage where the scar tissue forms. I mentioned range of motion in my arms, so I can get up reasonably well. I feel it actually pulling more bruised and more pulling here than specifically here, but that's still a bit tender, so I'm still going to be careful with that. I'm going to look at the abdomen next. I've given up on my tripod. I'm just going to hold my phone and then sort of like give you a close up. So you can see that is the main sort of vertical incision. At no point has that really hurt. And I'm quite surprised that it's quite thin and it's already healed quite well, especially if you look at the lower abdomen. I'm going horizontally to try and control this. You can kind of see, start around hip there, comes around here, and into there. It feels like it's healed quite quickly. There is still some way to go and I'm not going to get complacent at any point, but it has started to do better. And again, I kind of imagined I'd have a thicker red scar. That doesn't seem to have happened so far. So far it's been fairly flat and it's actually been thinner than I expected. So that's kind of nice. I don't plan on many people seeing that part of me long term. In terms of swelling, it's still, you can see kind of my scar does swerve off to the right, to the left a little bit. That is because this side is still more swollen. You kind of see the contour a little bit more on the right side where it kind of comes over the scar a little bit more. I spoke to my surgeon about that. When he showed me the before pictures, there was more tissue to take out on the right side. So he said that's probably to be expected. He did do a closer examination and said it doesn't feel like a collection of fluid. It's just swelling's going down at slightly different rates. However, once I'm happy with the chest and I can do massage work on that again, I'm going to probably start doing light exercise. So I'll be getting on the spin bike, no impact, no lifting, no pushing, pulling, literally just seated on the spin bike. Not crazy intensity or anything, just enough to kind of start working up the sweat, and hopefully that sweat is also going to help with reducing the swelling. But I'm really looking forward to just like challenging my cardio system again, because it's been a while. In terms of where I'm at with care, 4.5 weeks after the procedure. So under the chest, kind of leaving that, not doing anything there. Massage under the arms, down the central wound, and then along there. I've been given the go ahead to start doing general massage there. That should help break up scar tissue or stop thick scar tissue forming at least. Lymphatic drainage massage, I'm doing once a week. I have a therapist that comes over to do that. Got 2 more weeks, and then I'll see how things are and may continue that for a little bit longer. I'm showering fine now, so that's great. And then in terms of scar care, I've been told to start using a silicone gel to cover the scar. So I'm using this Kilo coat, and that I've been using for basically you apply a thin layer over your scars, let it dry for 4 or 5 minutes, and that's it. That's kind of where I'm at with 4.5 weeks. I'm hoping between sort of week 5 and week 6, swelling will go down a bit more so I can actually, at the minute, posture-wise, I'm 98% straight. If I try and upright a little bit more, is still the swelling there that's giving me grief. 98% there. Hopefully it'll go down enough that I can be fully upright comfortably, and I can almost get into a little bit of a back bend, because I know my spine will appreciate that. Activity-wise, still limiting, no weight, still pushing, no pulling. Reaching arms out, I'm still kind of apprehensive, although I can reach higher and I can reach further now, so that's great. You can kind of start to see the upper abdomen, my shape is starting to come back there quite well, and then hopefully that's gonna happen in the lower abdomen as well. Pain wise, there's not really any pain or discomfort anymore. Itching seems to have largely stopped, although the first 2 nights trying to sleep after the tapes were removed, that felt very itchy, but that seems to have died down now, so that's good. No other pain otherwise. Under the arms, it looks a little bit odd because it's bunched up, but it's not prickly or anything anymore, so that's good. One more thing, I don't know if anyone else could see it, but literally the first time in real life, thanks to the lighting and the swelling, if I turn this way, you can kind of start to see an outline of abs. But I know I have some abs under there, but yeah, they just never really shown me before, so I'm quite happy about that. Something that my surgeon did say is that my fitness level, my body fat percentage, the strength of my core muscles all kind of helped with my recovery and with making the procedure relatively, like the risk of complication. There's risk of complications anyways, but my background with fitness, my fitness at the time, those all helped both with kind of reducing the risk of complications during the procedure and also help make the recovery process easier and probably help make it go more smoothly. In terms of intense exercise, the guidance I was given was nothing for 6 weeks after your procedure, and then take it slow to start with. Depending on how the swelling goes, how the range of motion in the arms is, I may wait a little bit longer. I may wait 8 weeks and see. I've got plenty of time to think about that, but I think 6 weeks is unlikely just because I'm very conscious of swelling. It's going down, but it's not going down that quickly that it'll go down that much. In 2 weeks, I'll be comfortable exercising at a higher intensity again yet. I'm recording this on the 24th of April when my surgeon had a look at me. He said everything looks like it's going really, really well. He doesn't technically need to see me again for another 4 months, so my next appointment with him isn't until August. But if there's any issues, any complications, anything I need looked at, he said just book something in and you'll see me around. It's reassuring that things are going that well. And at the same time, I've got this safety net that I will be seen if something does happen or something does come up. So yeah, I'm happy with that.